G'day, my name is Thiago. I'm an engineering manager on the composition analysis team, and I'm recording this video to talk about upcoming changes to our dependency scanning feature, more specifically, the GitLab Dependency Scanning Analyzer. Gemnasium is our current dependency scanning analyzer. In one way or another, it has existed for over 5 years. Its job is to identify dependencies in a project and check if any of them have known vulnerabilities. At a high level, Gemnasium does this in 2 steps. Step 1, gather project dependencies. Gemnasium relies on 2 methods to accomplish this. First, it can use log files. For example, in a Ruby project, this would be a file called gemfile.log. This file contains a list of dependencies used in the project along with their version. And this is pretty much what Gemnasium needs for the second step. So if a project has a log file, the first step is complete. The second method is used when log files are not available. In this case, Gemnasium will attempt to build the project. We currently support Python and Java-based tools like Gradle, Maven, and SBT. As part of building the project, the dependencies are identified. And it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's all we need to know for this video. Now, with this information, the analyzer can move to step 2. At this point, Gemnasium downloads the GitLab Advisory Database, or GLAD. GLAD is a security advisory database that GitLab compiles from various different sources. In essence, it contains vulnerability information and the software that is affected by it. Once a copy of GLAD is available, Gemnasium goes over the list of dependencies obtained in step 1 to check the database and see which ones have known vulnerabilities. Okay, so I lied. There are actually 3 steps. The third step is reporting. Gemnasium writes 2 reports. The first is a security report, and it contains only security findings. And by that, I mean dependencies with associated security advisories. The report contains the advisory information and is in an open format created by GitLab. Previously, this report also contained a list of all dependency files, but this was removed in GitLab 17.0 because we replaced it with an SBOM in an industry standard format called CycloneDX, or CDX for short. SBOM, as the name implies, contains a list of dependencies. Gemnasium includes all dependencies found, whether or not they have vulnerabilities. So this sounds pretty good. And why are we changing things and what are we changing? The first thing is builds. Builds don't always work. They are hard to maintain and even harder to debug. Time that we spend on this could be better utilized improving the feature. For example, adding support for more languages. Standards. The ecosystem has adapted to provide native support for CycloneDX, as well as CDX generators that you can point to a project to generate a report with its dependencies. This means that if your project can produce a CDX SBOM, you don't need to wait for GitLab to add support for a language before you can start taking advantage of our features. Third, FIPS compliance. Because of Gemnasium requirements, the resulting image uses crypto libraries that need to be FIPS compliant. This resulted in us creating a FIPS version of every Gemnasium image to a total of 6. Again, maintenance overhead for us. Finally, FedRAMP. The images that we release to production are scanned for vulnerabilities, and we have a vulnerability management process that supports our FedRAMP compliance. Because of the number of container images and the number of dependencies on each of those images, we spend a significant amount of time triaging and fixing security findings. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about the new dependency scanning user experience that relies on the brand new analyzer and incorporates the best parts of Gemnasium that have been tried and tested for years. As a sneak preview, this includes reducing the number of analyzer images from 6 down to a single image that is also FIPS compliant. The use of continuous vulnerability scanning for all projects that use dependency scanning. Reliance on an industry standard, which allows you to bring your own SBOM. And last, improved offline support, as the new analyzer doesn't need to download GLAD on every scan. Thanks for watching and see you soon.